Nairobi City, Kenya's capital city, a city ranked 14th in terms of size in the whole of Africa. Nairobi is an urban setting that is home to over 6 million people. The streets are light and playful during the day, masking the amazing phenomenon that comes alive in the nighttime. The famous Nairobi nightlife. Music meets beauty, meets class. We wait till night falls, then we will find out what this lifestyle is all about.
This culture has attracted different race of people because of, I think because of the events, theme of the events, events vile imewekwa na the theme night itself inaweza attract. Example kama the Koroga, the Black and Wine, international artists wanakuja na in attract so much people from Africa, Eastern Africa na international. So I think come to events play a major role kwa church wase. This is where ujuaji yote iko na creativity yote iko. I think this is one place utapata a lot of variety. Yeah, I think Nairobi is the tops. Yeah.
Nairobi nightlife, basically, what I'm trying to say is it's the city where nobody sleeps. A lot is different. Oh my goodness, the party scene has changed, yeah? 7 years ago, we would not care what we dress or how we look when we're going to a club. Now it's totally very different, you know. We are much more into the new look, what's trending, the fashion. I mean, you dress like you're going to the Grammys, but you're just going to a nightclub. You understand? Because that is where the nightlife is heading to. You know, it's about the people you're going to hang out with, the acquaintances you're going to meet over there, and also networking. Yes, it's not like back then when it was only campus people who would go out. Now it's basically everyone is going out. And the best place to do business, even me, for me to strike a deal with a DJ, I have to do it in a club, man.
Kuna variety, kuna change, watu wame up game, vitu zime change. Watu wame up game, watu wame put in place resources, yani, yeah.
A few years back, Westlands used to be the place to be. Oh my goodness, if you're not in Westlands, you're not a cool person. Yes, nowadays people have changed the pattern. Nowadays, they want to be, per se, out of town. Like now, they want to come to Rongai every weekend, you know, because now we are giving them that feeling, you know. We are no longer struggling to make ends meet. We're no longer struggling to bring in the big DJs. So people would actually prefer not to drink, not to party in the town, in the CBD. They'd like to be out of town. So now they come to Rongai. I mean, look at Langata, you know, yes.
I would say Langata and Westlands. Langata, of course, I love for Westlands, and the rest follows.
So I'm gonna do this one time. Listen. Story started from the bottom, now we're here. Once upon a time, it was a dream that didn't seem so clear. Headed to the top without a fear, and to think that you give up. Oh, the blood and the sweat and the tears, things getting harder, so far and yet so near. Under respect of your peers, over the months, over the. They may talk about it, now my chama full.
Nairobi nightlife, you can put food on the table. Vizuri sana, and you can live kama watu wengine. I'll range between 120 and 60. That's how much the highest I've ever had.
Well, if there is any manager who can speak on that, they'll be lying, because we are sworn to secrecy. It would make us a hotbed of robbery if I give you figures. You know, people be like, wow, they make that in the night, we need to go and hit that place. So you see, the figures we cannot tell you. But we have high days and low days, you know. We play around with the dates also. So we always know, but as an organization, we always know. Whenever we sit down in a meeting, we know, like, say a date like 16th or 18th or 23rd, we already know that's not really going to be on our side, yes? So those are the days now we target the big DJs.
Well, we actually, in terms of the contribution, in terms of wages, in the employment of personnel in the art and entertainment sector, the thing is that back in the contribution is at 3.82 million. That is back in 2014, as opposed to 2011, whereby we had a 2.629 million. You see, in terms of contribution to the GDP, the wages sector, I believe that we are doing good, because more entertainment places are coming up, and at the same time employment is coming up for those people. Because if at all you look at the figures, back in 2011, the personnel being employed in employment, we had, it was at 6.1%, whereby back now we are at a 6.7%, whereby male are 4.2 and the female are at 2.1%. So we generally, in terms of contribution to the wages, we're doing good. Generally, when we come to the rates of the GDP in arts and entertainment, 2011 we were at 3.6%. 2012 we were at a negative 2.7%, which was actually a downfall. 2013 we raised again, we came to a 3.0%. 2014 we were at 3.2%. Yes. So as you can see with the figures, in the arts and entertainment sector, we're actually doing good, because we're actually contributing to the contribution of the GDP in Kenya.
There are very many challenges. It's a competitive industry. Yes, I could say, let me give an example. I could book a DJ today, and then maybe a competitive club hears about it, so they go behind my back, then they get that DJ from me, you know. So I mean, what's the point of me having this DJ on this particular day if they're going to go somewhere else before my night? You know, the momentum is lost. I won't get the same crowd I was expecting. So those are the challenges, but it's a friendly, competitive kind of thingy, you know. It's not really, we're not enemies. In fact, we share a lot. We tell each other, hey, how was your night? You know, my night was like this, blah, blah, blah. You know, but those are the biggest challenges. Yes, it's the other clubs trying to figure out your strategies and what you're doing and how to go about it, you know. Yes.
Nairobi nightlife has its challenges. One is security. Insecurity imekuwa major, imekuwa all there, imekuwa kutoka ever since, and ukimagiwa leo definitely kesho utaenda out. Those are one, and vitu mingi sana. Second, I think economy. Economy is such that inafika mali vitu zimekuwa expensive, unabaki umebudget, ukibudget sana, and inabaki going out inakuwa maybe once per 2 weeks, maybe twice a month, and ina really affect sana. Yeah. And the other thing, I think ina hinder the weather. The weather, leo kunanyesha, kesho kunyeshi. Mi sizienda out ka kunanyesha. I personally no, I can't. Home. Yeah.
In the Nairobi nightlife, there are pros and cons whereby to the pros, let me categorize it in both perspectives. We have the pros whereby the Nairobi nightlife in clubbing, it's a plus to the entrepreneur, it's also a plus to the revenue, it's also a plus to the GDP. But at the end of the day, we won't miss one or two, you know, rowdy people whereby they go to an extent of, you know, drinking one too many, and at the end of the day becoming rowdy, you know, drunk and disorderly. And I believe currently now the police together with the National Transport and Safety Authority, the NTSA, being put in place recently, I've actually come up with good projects and purposes as to how to handle such matters. We have the alcohol law in every street of Nairobi, whereby if I told you've got to an extent of a limit of 0.35 in the alcohol percentage, you're actually arrested. Whereby once you're being arrested, you're taken to court. You're being prosecuted for drinking while on wheels, which is an offense under the laws of Kenya, and there are hefty fines that these people actually have to pay, and these fines actually on a minimum of 50,000 Kenya shilling per person, depending on the amount that you actually took of. Or rather with the meters that came from the alcohol meter. And these revenues actually help also the country in growth, because once you pay 50, we have like 100 people caught every day, every Friday, times 50,000, that's quite an amount whereby it actually adds to the GDP. But generally what I can say is that when it comes to the Nairobi nightlife, security is a paramount aspect that our government has actually taken initiative in terms of deploying officers, police officers outside there to be on the lookout of any thuggery, you know, because there are thugs out there probably would want to take an advantage of someone who is drunk and rob him of everything. And with that notion, I believe we're heading somewhere as a country.
Nairobi nightlife is lit.
Nairobi nightlife ni mama yao. Mama yao.
See the love I see for your eyes.